All right, continuing on with the how to build a real estate agent website on WordPress using Genesis Framework and Agentpress Pro child theme. We are now on to the widgets. Now the widgets are really what make up the bulk of the home page. Okay, so everything you see here on this page is a widget. These IDX listings, IDX stands for Internet Data Exchange, and we're going to talk about that soon. That's a widget. This section here, call to action, is a widget. The listing sign up form is a widget. The blog section here is a widget. When I get done with this will actually have 4 separate blogs on it. I just started blogging, so I've got to get 4 blogs on there. And then down here, these are widgets for our community pages. This is a widget with the logo. This is a widget with the information on me. And we also have widgets down here for disclaimers and footers. Also, we will look at, if we were to look at this blog right here, these on the right hand side, this sidebar is also made up of widgets. So each one of these widgets is kind of like a small little content block that adds some sort of functionality. So right here on the right hand sidebar, I have a search widget and I have an IDX HTML widget on the right hand side. So this is what we're going to do now is we're going to go in here and we're going to customize our widgets. Now your widgets are really what change what's on the page. And if you want your website to look completely different than anybody else's, you can change this background image, which we did on another video. We're going to change this here in a minute, set that up, and then all of these other widgets change the flow and the design of your home page. So we are specifically here working on our header, which is on every page, our disclaimer and our footers, which are on every page. And then we're setting up the home page items, which are right here: home featured, home top, home middle 2, 1, 2, and 3, home bottom. These are what make the difference. And this is what starts to give your website this dimension and this design. Okay. Now I am going to pull open, hold on, let me see if I can drop this right here. Hold on. I want to show you their format here. There we go. Okay. This is their format. So you can see here, they have their website title. Let me show you mine. I have my website title. I have breadcrumbs turned on, which we'll talk about later. That's what you're seeing here. They have their menu items up here. We can add those later after we build content, okay? But typically your menu is going to consist of an about page. Maybe if you're building your real estate website, you'll have a buy page and a sell page, and maybe neighborhoods, maybe testimonials. These are just some of the examples that might be up here in your menu. And you can set those up in the appearance. We'll talk about menus on a separate video. But I want to make sure you can see the comparison when you're going through your tutorials. So I don't have a menu up here yet. They have a menu up here, okay? And then you can see here the differences. If I go back to the home page, here's their header image. They've got this white couch. In the other video, I showed you how to go in, background image, and change that background image to whatever you want. And then here they've got this call to action. I'm going to show you where that is. They have this set up. I'll show you where that is on mine. Okay, so you can kind of look back and forth and see the differences in the designs. And you can play with this as much as you want to customize it, you can. Now, again, if you're getting stuck on this and you've realized at this point you're not as much of a do-it-yourselfer as you thought you might be, just click over to ballenbrands.com. You're going to reach my brothers, Jeff and Paul. And Jeff and Paul can help you with your website. They can pick up from where you are already at, or they can start from scratch building your website in IDX, and they can use what you've already set up. Okay, so call them and talk to them about it if you're stuck at this point. Okay, ballenbrands.com. All right, so header right. Click on that. Header right is going to be something that shows up here in your main header in the menu area. So let me show you what this looks like. I don't have anything up there. You can see mine's just plain black. But if I wanted to, I could add a widget, and all of these items showing up here add some sort of functionality or design. So let's just say a search widget. I want people to be able to search my website from any page on the website. So I'm going to add this search widget to the header. So I'm going to click search. And there it is up there in the header. See? So let me refresh. Oh, let me publish it. And then we'll refresh it so you can see what it looks like. Okay, see? Now, your alignment is going to look really squirrely when you're first starting this. So if you don't have your menu up there yet, you don't have your social icons up there yet, you're going to see some things that look uneven. Finish your design first. Then go back and see what still looks like it needs change, because a lot of these things are going to move as you add more widgets. Okay? I do like a search widget up there personally. Okay, now we're going to go, let's go back. So that's your header right. That's there right there. Okay, header right. Home featured. So your home featured is this right here, right in the middle, this big white box, okay? Now, I have several things in mind, but let me delete them. Let me delete so you can see what it looks like. See, so I deleted the box on the bottom. Now, if I wanted to, there, now it's even. So now it looks more like theirs looks. Oops. Got too many tabs open. Like theirs looks. See that? That is the home featured, is this box right here. Now, all you have to do is open it, and you've just got a text widget is all that's here. This is a text widget. Open it. You can, this here, A Summerlin Life's a Great Life, is this here. That's the title. And then on the bottom is this here. And you can even put links there if you wanted to. So I could play with that. I could make that a bulleted list instead and say shop. I could have buy, sell, refer. See how those show up? But it's not really working out like we want it to there. But I could buy, sell, refer. So as you play with this, you're going to see things start to show up. Now, I could go hover over that buy, and I can insert a URL right there, and I could drive them to another page on my website or to an MLS search, right? So I could have buy Summerlin, sell in Summerlin, live in Summerlin. See that? Now, what I could do is I could now drive them to another page on my website that's all about buying a home in Summerlin. Now, we haven't built those yet. So another option I have is I'm going to open in a new tab. I'm going to open my IDX Broker website here, my IDX Broker control panel. Now, before you go signing up for IDX Broker or deciding what you're going to do, let me explain a couple of things here to you, okay? This website here is my primary website. The one I'm building right now is a niche hyper-local website. But this here is my primary website. These boxes right here where homes show up, that is being fed by IDX Broker. IDX Broker has a listing feed that functions on my website. It's customizable. You can change the colors. You can change the design. You can change the registration options. You can build links. There's so much you can do with IDX Broker, which is the reason I chose it. Now, when you sign up using my link, and I'm going to talk about IDX a lot in this series, when you sign up using my link, which is in the description below, you're going to save the $99 setup fee. Two, the marketing company I founded, ballenbrands.com, that my brothers own and run, they then become like a support system for you to reach out to if you have questions about IDX Broker. You can also then hire them to do your CSS, customizations, designs, colors, functionality, support, widget, any of that stuff that you want. Now you can also have them as your marketing team to help you build out your IDX. If you have another IDX solution that you like, you can use that on Agentpress Pro as well. So you're not limited to your choice, and you can change it later. It's a pain to go through and change all these IDX widgets, but you can. Now, I personally do not use the IDX Broker plugin because I build like a beast, and I have so many widgets that it gets to bloating the WordPress website. So I just add widgets to my website, which I'm going to show you how to do. So if you're not going to build out like a beast and you just want IDX on there, then you can use the plugins and they make everything super easy. But if you're going to build like crazy like I do, you're not going to want to bloat your system. Instead, you're just going to want to use the drop-in widgets, which I'll show you how to do. Okay, so this is IDX Broker and we're in here. So let's just say I want to create a page that has all homes for sale in Summerlin. And I'm doing it on this website, on my own website, okay? All I would do, I'm going to open it in a new tab, is I'm going to go up here to New Page. And I will just title this Summerlin Homes for Sale. Shop. See all homes for sale in Summerlin, including single family, condos, townhomes, single family condos, townhomes, lofts, high-rise communities, and more. View all price ranges. See listings on the map. And save your favorites. Okay, this intro here, which I talk about when I teach for search engine optimization, that intro is going to be really important because that is your description. It'll often show up on the search engine results pages. Depending on how your SEO is set up. This might be your meta description. I use this as the excerpt on my blog and on my website, but I'll talk more about all of that later as we move along. But down here as a default, your theme does have some SEO settings. So I'm going to teach that specifically in another video, but you can put that all here. I'm building the page now, might as well. Then I'm going to hit enter. Now I need to get the widget that actually creates the page on my website. So I go over to IDX Broker. I'm going to go to Design, Website, Widgets, Create New. I'm going to create a Showcase Widget, Custom Search, Advanced Search. I have lots of training, by the way, on how to use IDX Broker. Now, I'm going to choose all homes that are in active status. And I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to find Summerlin because this is a Summerlin website. So Summerlin Hills North, Summerlin South, Summerlin West, and Sun City Summerlin. And then I've got a few more that are over here, the different villages. Okay, now I scroll down to the bottom and I decide what I want to call this. So this is my Go Summerlin All Listings. Sort it by least expensive to most. I am going to make these really small. I want them clicking through to the bigger map. So I'm going to do 5 columns, 100 listings, view all. Okay. Now I'm going to copy this widget, this code, this JavaScript. That's my widget. I'm going to copy it. Okay. Go back over to the page I want, and I'm going to drop it right in there. Now, watch what happens when I click preview. There's our listings. Now let me preview this on the big screen so you can see what it looks like. Okay, see, before it looked like they were kind of overlapping. They're not. It looks great. Now, however many columns you decide you want this to be is how large these images are. So this here is a 1 column. See how big those are? Here, this is a 5 column. So it shrinks or expands the size of the images based on how many columns are on your page, okay? Now, we're going to come back to some of that later, but I wanted to show you this because we're going to link to it now. So now, I'm just going to go ahead back to my page. Where were we at? Here. And I'm just going to click, let me make sure the URL, hold on, Summerlin Homes for Sale. I'll put all homes for sale. Okay, I'm going to click publish so I can grab this link. All right, now let me show you what I was talking about so you can see what I did here. So we created this page. So now if I wanted to, right here in the buy in Summerlin, I can now link that to the page we just built by hovering over this, click link. Now I can paste the URL or I can do a search for the page we just built. There it is, Summerlin Homes for Sale page. Click the little arrow. Now watch, it'll update. There it is, buy in Summerlin. Okay. Now the next one, we could do the same thing with sell in Summerlin, live in Summerlin, but I'm going to come back to that for you in a separate video when we set up our home valuation landing page. Okay. So for right now, let's not worry about that, but let's do this live in Summerlin. And I'm going to link that to my Summerlin life. I think I have a page that's all about Summerlin. Let me see. Where is Summerlin? Let me open that in a new tab so I can see where that goes. Yeah, okay, so for now that's fine. I'm going to come back and change that. And then sell in Summerlin would go to our home valuation page. And just to show you what that's going to look like, it will look like this. ballenvegas.com. House values. Oops, I need to get to the instant home valuation. Here we go. This page. So see this instant home valuation page? This is going to go on our Summerlin website. So for now, I'll go ahead and link it just so that we have all of these linked and you can see what it looks like. So sell in Summerlin. Okay, publish. That's beautiful. I love it. Okay, so now they can click these links and they can go to the IDX page, they can go to the home valuation page, or they can go to my Life in Summerlin. It's going to have all my Summerlin events in it. So that is your home feature. Now click the little arrow to go back, and now we're going to go to Home Top. Okay, so Home Top is now, let me look at where our help folder is. Okay, let's go to Home Top. So anywhere you're stuck, just go back to that documentation and you can see their example. So we're going to go down to Home Top widget area. Okay, so their Home Top widget is the list of homes. You see that? This would be 3 columns and it's 6 listings. 3 columns, 6 listings. So if we go back to my home page, I have 3 here instead of 6. Okay, so it's your choice, however many you want to put there. All right, so how do you get that? Well, you do the same thing. You go over IDX. If you have IDX Broker, you go to IDX Broker. I'm going to go to create another widget. Type of widget, showcase, or I can make a carousel. Ooh, now let's just stay consistent. So we're going to build a showcase, which is the large boxy grids. We're going to choose custom search, advanced search. We're going to do the same thing. Now this time, maybe I only want, well, let's active listings, and let's go ahead down to Summerlin. I'll just pick the regular Summerlin one. And then down here, I'm going to say, go Summerlin Home Top widget. You're the only one that sees this. You title it whatever you want. And then this time I'm going to sort by, let's sort by most expensive to least expensive, and we'll make them luxury homes. So we'll do 3 columns, and let's go ahead and do 6 listings so you can see what will compare to theirs. Display a view all results link, yes. Open widget, new window. That basically, if you click open widget in a new window, if they click on that IDX, then a new tab or new window will open. It'll keep your home screen up there. If you don't want it to open a new window, it'll immediately just open the next page. So they'll leave the home page and they'll go to the next page. That's kind of a personal preference. So I'll click build widget. All right, now copy that JavaScript, that widget right there. Go back over to your page. Okay, now if you look, home top widget. Okay, I have a custom HTML widget here. So if you don't see this, click on add a widget, go to custom HTML and click that button right there. Okay, that's what you need. Okay, I already have mine. But let's remove it just to not confuse you for a second. So watch what happens. See, my home's disappeared. This is a text widget. We can get rid of that as well, but I'll show you in a second. So this will be blank for you when you first start. You've got to go to add a widget, choose what you want. So we want custom HTML, and I'm going to paste it right here. So those homes show up. See, it's instant. Now I'm going to close that. Let me see how that shows up. Ooh, I like that. See that black border right there? That's the title. That's the title. So we'll leave that in there. I like that. Okay. So click the little arrow and then the text widget, same thing here. Just go to add a widget and go to text. Whatever you want, you can put in here. I put in text. You could put in video. I don't have a video yet that's going to go in here, but I will. And then you can put text, and I just typed in this information about Summerlin. Okay, again, and you can link to these. So if I want to link to the Summerlin Parks or link to Summerlin North or link, I can do all that right here from the homepage. And I will tell you that oftentimes the links that you are putting on your homepage have more link equity, that they can boost up the other pages on your website when you link from the home page. So you'll want to do that very strategically over time. But for right now, this is beautiful. I love it. Love it. Okay, so there's that. That's the home top. Now let's go down to the home middle. Okay, and the home middle is this right here. Don't worry, find a pro. Now, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to click on text. And you see this code right here on your documentation that you get from Agentpress. Let's go back to the home page setup. I really want you to get used to using these layout assistants here. Click on, we're on the middle, what are we on? Middle one? Middle one. So you can see here, this is what it looks like. Now they have given you the code to copy. So what you do is you copy that and you put that right in here. Okay. Now, what you might need to change is where that goes. Right now, it's just shooting down to a different area of the page. You might want to put a little link in there, how you work. So let me show you my workaround for how I grab my code, because you probably don't know how to code. So let me show you what I do. I go back over to my blog and I create new, and you can use either a post or a page, because we're not actually going to publish it. We're just going to grab the code. Now, paste in the code that they're giving you by clicking on the HTML content block and click paste. Let me show you how I did that one more time. Just go to new page or post, and then where you see this little plus sign, click the plus sign, go to custom HTML, paste in the code they gave you, then click preview. Okay. Now, this, how we work, we may want to change that link, because it's going somewhere different than where we want it to go. So we may need to change that. Let me see how I want to do that. Hold on, I just want it to give me the ability to change that. It's not doing it. So what we might have to do, let me do it this way instead. Let me delete that, and let's just type in how we work. Okay, now I'm just going to confuse you. Hold on. Let me grab the other link. Okay, here's an easier way to do this particular one. Where we pasted in their code, you can actually access it by clicking on the visual tab. Go down to where they have that how we work and click on this little link here. See that? Then change that page. So let me show you their, let's do it their way again. So we'll take their code, we'll paste it in here. Let me grab their exact code. There it is. Okay. Okay. Go to the visual editor. Click on that link, how we work, and see where there's a little hashtag there. Click on this link, and now you can send them anywhere you want. So the idea would be here is to send them to your contact page or your, all about Lori Ballen, Summerlin real estate agent page. Or it could be a page that you have on your website that's all testimonials. Okay. And that would be fine too. In fact, that's what I had. Let me see where that was going. So I have mine going to a page of testimonials. See these here? They're actually going to my parent site with all my testimonials because I have not moved over my testimonials yet for my Summerlin site. And my goal is not for them not to notice they're going back and forth between one website to the other. That's a long story, but so I'm going to copy this link here and I'm going to paste it right there. So wherever you want to send them. Now you can change this to be whatever you want. This could say sell a house. This could say get your instant home valuation, and it can go to your home valuation page. In fact, I like that. Looking to sell. Find out how much your home. Oh, I deleted the button by mistake. So let me just undo. So I'm going to do Command Z on my Mac, but whatever your undo button is. There we go. I didn't mean to. Oh, look. Okay, so we don't even need the button necessarily, but instant home valuation. Now, if you messed it up, just go back and re-grab that code and paste it in and start over. Instant home valuation. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so instead of that, I can send them to this page, my instant home valuation page. So it's up to you to change this to what works for you. And instead of how we work, I'm going to change that to get it now. See there? See how it changes that button? Instant home valuation, get it now. So whatever you want to put there, you can play with this. You can play with it and see which one seems to be getting you some traction and which one doesn't. So that's home middle. Next one is home middle 2. And I have this right here, get our listings. So this is a, let's see, I think they give us that too. So let me go over here. Nope, this is my IDX Broker Widget. Okay, so this is a form, and you can use You can install Gravity Forms or Opt-in Monster, which is one that I use, or free WordPress forms like Ninja Forms, or if you use Infusionsoft, you could put in an Infusionsoft form there. If you use Constant Contact, you could put in a Constant Contact form, whatever your form creator is. If you have IDX Broker, you can actually do this with a widget, and I'll show you here. So we'll go to IDX Broker, and we're going to go to back to website widgets. I'm going to get rid of that. And let's see, I want a form. Okay, go to create new, type of widget, lead sign up. Lead sign up. Responsive, yes, go Summerlin homepage form. Build widget. Take this widget, copy it, go back over to our home middle 2, paste that form there. Access all listings. Whatever you want to call that, visual, and there it's right here, okay? Now this again can all be played with and customized. You can do some simple CSS if you are learning CSS design, or you can hire Ballen Brands and say, hey, I need just this form changed so that it's XYZ, whatever you want it to be. And then they can play with it, charge you for an hour of work or whatever it takes to customize your form. So you can play with that. Lots of different ways to use forms here. Whatever form creator you have is that. So that goes in your home middle 2. And now we have home middle 3. And this is going to be right here. It's going to be your blog. So let's look at theirs so that you can see what the completed one looks like. Right here. This. See how this has all that black and design on it? If you look at their forms, they've got more information on how to set those up a particular way. So I'm not going to go into that, but you can look at the documentation. Here, this is blog post, blog post, blog post, blog post. Now, how this is done is, I'm going to delete mine so you can see it. I'm going to delete it by going down to the bottom, clicking remove. Okay, so it'll disappear. Now these changes won't take place until I hit publish. So keep that in mind as you're playing around on here, that if you don't like anything you just did, you just cancel out without publishing it. But if you love what you did, don't forget to publish it. So this blank white space in the middle, this is where your blogs go. So this could be anything you want. It could be any widgets. Again, this could be one house, like a house you want to feature. It doesn't have to be blog posts. This is the beauty of widgets. It can be anything that shows up in this selection here. Anything you want. So many ways to do this. But if you want to match their theme, we want to put posts. So go down to Genesis featured posts. And now you're going to put, maybe I'll put the Summerlin news or blog or whatever I want it to be. That's the title. Okay, we're going to see where that shows up in just a second. Now, what categories do you want to show up in there? How many blog posts do you want to show up in there? I only have one, so you're not seeing 4 show up, unfortunately. Do you want them sorted by the date published, by random, so it can mix them up? And then here is whether or not you want author information in there. So do you want to show the author's picture? That's the gravatar. Yes or no. Do you want to show the featured image? Yes or no. So if we say yes, click the box. What size do you want it to be? That changes everything about how this looks down here. You see what's happening? I want it to be a full-size image. I can select that instead. Whatever I want to do there. Okay? Maybe I want it to only be 2 blog posts instead of 4. So it'll change what the spacing looks like. Do I want to show the blog post title? Yes or no. You can take a look at how that looks there. Do you want it to show an excerpt? Yes or no? If you say no, then none of the little preview there will show up. Only the image will. Maybe only the image title now starts to show up. So many ways to do this. All right, we'll go back to a medium image there. And let's say we do want some of the description to show up. You can choose show the excerpt. That's the little snippet. Okay. And then you can limit the content. Like, I don't want this to be more than 200 characters because I want all these blogs to be even once everything gets posted on there. However you like it, and then click done. Now you'll be able to change this later however you want to. Don't panic about it. But the way I have it set up now, I would have a blog here, a blog there, a blog here, and a blog there. Now mine has a title, an image, the blog title, and an excerpt. But there, as you can see here, they have no images. They only have the blog title and the excerpt. Blog title, right? And then the content up to 200 characters. So once I get enough blogs in there, I'll go back and play with those and decide what I really want it to look like. Okay. So that's home middle 3. We're getting there. Home bottom is this here. These I'm choosing to do as community pages. If you look at theirs, that's what they've done as well. So all we have here is an image and the title. Image, title, image, title. This works the same way as the blog post. You can add excerpts, descriptions, no image, have an image, no title, have a title. I'm doing mine the same as theirs on this particular one. So these are all areas inside Summerlin that I'm building now. And I'll have about 20 of those, I think, when I'm done on the main page. Okay, so here's what those are. They are a widget, add a widget, and they are Genesis featured page. That's the widget you want. Click there, drop it in. Now you have to tell that widget what to pull. So you scan for the page that you want to be in there and watch. Okay. Now, does it have a thumbnail? And do you want to show it? Checkbox if you do. See how it's changing? And then do you want it to have a page title? Checkbox if you do. Now it matches everything else. It's there twice, but you can see the idea. Okay. And then if I just want it to be a placeholder, I can just leave that blank. And now later I can come back in and fill that blank. If I don't want it to be in there right now, I can delete it and that'll disappear. Super, super easy to create these. These are just pages on my website. So I'll open it in a new tab so you can see what it looks like. So it's this page. It's a page, new page. And then I put in info about the community and a search widget. That's what those pages are right now. And we'll go back into that more when I talk a little bit about the content for the website. Okay. So that's home bottom. Now disclaimer is what shows up down here. So you just put in a text widget, add widget, text. And now you can put whatever you want. So maybe I'll put in another little one, Ballen Brands. If you need help building your website, reach out to Ballen Brands at 702-917-0755. And then I'm going to include a link there to them. HTTPS. You could put anything you want down here, a row of pictures, a row of links, anything you want. You can change the design on this with the visual editor, okay? So that's what that looks like. Now, my suggestion is I think this would look better as one long disclosure. So I might delete this and instead put it under here. Okay, so that goes under there. Maybe I don't like that title up there on affiliate disclosure, and I just take that out. You can play with this however you want to. I like that the best. You can put little logos in here. Okay, so that's your disclaimer section. This would be legalities. If you didn't already cover them in your footer here, you might want them in your disclaimer. So either way, disclaimer makes them really tiny at the very bottom of the website. Footer are these larger items here, okay? So I have in the footer, I have an image, and that's my logo. So you can see here, image. So all I did was add a widget, go down to image, and then you can put whatever you want in here. So if I wanted to put another image in here, I could, and I could browse for it, and I'm going to put it there. So you definitely want to have your logo on there. Make sure you meet your requirements. And then whatever text you want to have right here. So I have my Summerlin location, okay? Now I don't need to have this twice, and I'll show you where that goes. So this is footer 1. You can drop anything you want in here. Again, maybe you now want to put in, maybe I want this to be my social icons, and we're going to talk about those when we do plugins. Maybe I want this to be recent comments. Maybe I want to have another search widget right there, because I want to make sure people have search widgets all over my website. I could do that, whatever I want. Okay, now let's go back over to footer 2, and this is this right-hand part. Now in my case, I just dropped in my user profile, and you can leave it as the default author bio, and it'll just pull it in here. Or you can do a custom text and add more info in there if you like. I'll leave mine just as the author bio. And then maybe I want to make my picture bigger. I could click on large, and it'll make that gravatar bigger. Or I could click on extra large. You see how that's working there? Okay. Maybe I would rather that be on the left side, and I want to move that over. So I would just drag these around. Watch how easy this is. So I'm going to go back to the footer. Footer 1. Actually, on this page, it's better to do it this way. So instead, I could do footer 2, and I go, oh, I really want that logo over here. Well, then just go to add a widget. Go to images. Add an image. Find your logo. Click add to widget. And now it's down there. So now I can get rid of it in footer 2. You just got to kind of play with these things to figure out how you like them, right? I think I like that widget better on the left-hand side. So I want to make sure that that's on the left-hand side. So I'm going to go back to image. And if you don't like what you did, you can delete it. You can just not publish this, remember? Okay, so now let me go back to footer 2 and get rid of that on the right-hand side. Okay, now I can drag these around. Let's say I want that logo up top. So instead, I just click, drag, drop, and it'll move it around. Click, drag, drop. And you can just play with your designs until they look like what you want them to look like. Now, I need something down here. So let me go back to footer 2 and go, what do I want down here? Now, again, I don't have those social icons. I could put a video. I could put social icons once I add those. I can add a navigation menu, which we're going to talk about when we make our other menus. And it would show up here. I could put, and the more you build your website, the more ideas for what you're going to want to put down at the bottom. Maybe I want it to be recent posts. I've only written 1. Maybe I want that to have 3 posts right there and the display date so they can see what I created most frequently. Then they would be there. So this is all customizable. Now, if you look at theirs, here's what they have. So this is footer 1, about this agent, her picture, a short bio, and her social widgets, which we'll be able to do that once we install a plugin for our social items. And then here she's got, this is footer 2, and she's got these, her office locations. This is her disclaimer. You see that? So we have now completed our page. This couch here was their background, and then we went through each and every one of these according to their setup until ours looked very similar, which going back here, if I wanted to publish it, I could. This is the changes that we have at this point right now. All customizable, and this is all set up in the home page right here in these settings. Now, when we go to sidebar, we're going to do those set that up in a separate area. That's what shows up on every page. But just so you know, what shows up on every page now is this heading. If we have a menu, it'll show up on every page, and then whatever's in your disclaimer down here shows up on every page. So those are kind of important to have so that you see how they show up on every page. All right. So that is how you set up the primary design of your home page using your Agentpress Pro theme.